What's up, Guardians, and welcome back, Titans. I'm Profane. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're checking out a powerful new Titan build that excels at up-close combat. A perfect build for soloing just about any content or when running activities as a team. Today's build features two highly underrated exotics, the No Backup Plans and the Slayer's Fang exotic shotgun. The combination of these two exotics will transform you into a dominating tank that will be able to endure tons of brutality as you unleash your own devastating waves of attacks. The No Backup Plans comes with a Force Multiplier intrinsic trait, which provides us with a couple of key benefits whenever using any special or heavy shotgun. You'll receive a passive bonus of 30 points to both the reload speed and the airborne efficiency of any shotgun. Whenever a Void Super is equipped, landing consecutive final blows with any shotgun will grant a Void Overshield. This is going to be valued at 45 HP, and it's going to provide a 70% bonus in damage resistance. This will trigger after 2 final blows against rank and file enemies, but you're only going to need to defeat one high value target for this to activate. Whenever Void Overshields are active, the second benefit of the No Backup Plans will kick in. So whenever our shields are active, shotguns are going to gain a 35% bonus in damage, which is going to be able to stack on top of other increases like weapon surges, Radiance, and weapon perks like Surrounded. And every final blow from a shotgun is going to refresh the duration of our Overshield, and it's going to instantly trigger health regeneration, providing us with a ton of bonus survivability, which is going to come in handy when we're up close and personal to our enemy. A 35% bonus in damage given to any shotgun is an extraordinary benefit, so to maintain that bonus it's in our best interest to keep Overshields active as often as possible, and that's where the Slayer's Fang can become an incredibly viable option. We plan on having a few different ways to grant Overshields, but with the addition of the Repulsor Brace Catalyst refit, this shotgun will grant a Void Overshield whenever defeating enemies who are under the effects of a Void debuff, like Volatile, Suppression, or even Weaken. When the Slayer's Fang intrinsic trait is active, this weapon's submunitions will be able to weaken multiple targets. These submunitions are great at handling large groups of enemies and single high-value targets, and with the bonus and damage provided by the No Backup Plans, the shotgun's going to delete just about anything standing in your path, especially with the 15% increased precision damage that the Slayer's Fang will already gain whenever Night Sworn Sight is active. This combination makes for an extremely aggressive build, which will make it a great option for Crucible and Gambit, and with the Slayer's Fang having the ability to stun overload champions, it'll be a viable option in most any in-game PvE activity. The Slayer's Fang isn't the only shotgun that would excel with this build. Any shotgun with weapon perks like 1-2 Punch, Trench Barrel, or Surrounded would greatly benefit from the bonus damage provided by the No Backup Plans. The Basso Ostinato and Sudden Death would be some of my preferred options with this build, to be able to optimize on bonus survivability and bonus damage. And when it comes to exotics, there's a lot of strong options outside the Slayer's Fang, like the Legend of Acreus, the Duality, and Conditional Finality, which would all work out great. The best way to optimize this build's performance is to run it on Prismatic, where we're going to have much easier access to Radiance and Overshields. A more popular setup would most likely gravitate around Consecration with Frenzied Blades, but to take full advantage of our exotic perks, we are using the combination of Knockout, Diamond Lance, and Shield Throw. Shield Throw might not be the most effective melee option, it's certainly nowhere near as powerful as Consecration, but it does provide us with an easy option of triggering a Void Overshield, allowing us to start an engagement with an Overshield, Radiance, and overpowered shotguns. Diamond Lance will provide us with a routine source of slow and freeze, which will help us maintain crowd control. This is also going to help us handle overload and unstoppable champions much more effectively, and since these can now create frost armor, they can even be used to give us and teammates an extra boost in durability. When it comes to our Prismatic Fragments, we are utilizing the benefits of Facet of Dawn, so whenever we strike enemies with our Shield Throw or our Consecration, we'll trigger Radiance, giving all of our weapons a bonus in damage of 25%, and any weapon that's not already attuned to an Overload or Unstoppable champion will gain the ability to pierce barrier champion shields. With Shackle Grenades and Diamond Lances triggering Darkness debuffs, we are taking advantage of the bonus and damage provided by the Facet of Courage. This will give all of our light-based abilities and weapons a 10% increase whenever used against suspended, slowed, frozen, or severed enemies. Any shotgun-oriented build requires you to be up close to your enemies, so by using Faceted Protection, we'll give ourselves a 15% bonus in damage resistance whenever we're surrounded, and whenever we cast our Transcendency, this is going to get bumped up to 32%. To extend on our survivability and to optimize on the use of the no backup plans, we are using the Facet of Purpose, and this will grant us with a Void Overshield whenever we collect an orb. And because of several armor and artifact mods, we're going to be able to create a ton of orbs, which means we'll be able to have Overshields active almost indefinitely. When it comes to our final fragment, we have a few options. We could focus on increasing our ability uptime with fragments like Facet of Balance or Facet of Awakening, but we could also optimize our overall performance with the use of Facet of Command or Facet of Bravery. Facet of Command will automatically reload our equipped weapons whenever we suppress or freeze an enemy. Under the right conditions, this would eliminate the need to reload our shotguns, helping us deal out more sustained damage. But by using Facet of Bravery, we could give the Slayer's Fang and our other Void weapons the ability to apply Volatile against enemies, which would give us much more of an advantage when it comes to crowd control. Enemies who become volatile will trigger an explosion that's going to damage all nearby enemies, and that would go great with any weapon that has Repulsor Brace, which does include the Slayer's Fang. In the end, I find Facet of Balance to be a more reliable option, as it's going to help us maintain the effects of Radiance. Through our seasonal artifact, we'll find several new mods that will bring a lot of extra flair to this build. For starters, Power from Pain will give us a means of triggering Devour, because whenever we rapidly defeat weakened enemies, Devour is going to activate. Whenever Devour is active, we're going to gain bonus grenade energy and bonus health restoration after every final blow. And this is going to work hand in hand with Void Renewal, which gives us a chance of creating Void Breaches with our weapons whenever Devour is active. With the corresponding tonic active, this will even cause Void Breaches to automatically reload any equipped shotgun or grenade launcher, which is really going to help us out with this build. Collecting Void Breaches will be even more lucrative for us because of the Supernova and Old God's Right mods. Supernova will cause our next source of Void damage to trigger a Weakening Pulse, and that's going to hit all nearby enemies, but this will only happen after collecting a Void Breach. And with Old God's Right, our Void weapons will create a cluster of projectiles that's going to deal additional damage to nearby enemies, but this too is only after we've collected a Void Breach. Debilitating Wave gives us another chance of weakening enemies, but this will only be done by performing finishers. Because we are using the special finisher mod with this build, we do have a reason to seek out finishers, and now these are going to create waves of Void energy that will weaken any enemy caught within its path. And if we've got Slayer's Fang equipped, this will give us another option to instantly get Overshields active. And the final artifact mod that we're using is Curative Orbs, which will work hand in hand along with our armor mods to keep armor charges, weapon surges, and Overshields active. As we break opponent shields, we'll generate additional Orbs of Power, which will stack on top of the orbs that we're creating from the Harmonic Siphon helmet mod, the Heavy-Handed Gloves mod, and the Reaper class item mod. So with all the orbs that we'll be generating, we'll be able to keep Overshields active and sustain weapon surges much longer. The rest of our armor mods are going to be dedicated towards regenerating melee energy so that we can trigger Radiance more often, which brings us to our choice in character stats. With in-game content as our main focus, we want to maintain tier 10 resilience so that we reduce incoming damage by 30%. And to reduce the cooldown of our melee abilities, we want to get our strength as close to tier 10 as well. And once you've gotten it all put together, you're looking at a fine-tuned machine that's going to crash the front lines with devastating blows. The no backup plans have always been a reliable option for Titans, but with the added synergy from the Slayer's Fang, this Prismatic Titan build has become stronger than it's ever been. So if you were on the fence about getting and using the Slayer's Fang, then let the no backup plans give you a good reason to rock this new shotgun. And with that said, we've come to an end of today's Prismatic Titan build, featuring the Slayer's Fang exotic shotgun and the no backup plans exotic gauntlets. I've included Mobalytics and Destiny item manager links below, so if you need help putting together this build, be sure to visit those links. And if you need some charge in your game, then be sure to check out the amazing gamer products over at Advanced GG, where you'll be able to get tons of supplement drinks to help with increased focus, energy, and when the time comes, sleep. And be sure to use the promotional code down below to get a discount on any of your future purchases. That's going to wrap things up for today's video, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Slayer's Fang, the no backup plans, and the current state of Prismatic Titans. Let us know what you think down below. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.